Hello and welcome to another episode of Laptop Retrospective, and today I'm here to give you my 2-week or 14-day update on the TicPods 2 Pro model. If you haven't seen the unboxing and general video, I will leave it up here. Before I continue on today, I just want to let you know that Mobvoi did send these to me. Please be aware of that, as I want to be 100% transparent about where these came from and what I'm buying versus what companies are providing. Anyway, moving on. One of the things that I wanted to cover today was the few differences between the TicPod 2 Pro and the TicPods 2. There are very few differences, but they might be important depending on how you intend on using these. So the very first difference between the standard and the Pro model is obviously the price. The Pro model is 170 Canadian, the standard model is $139, so there's a difference of approximately 31 Canadian dollars. The Pro comes with a lot of features that the standard ones do not. Tic Motion and Tic Hear are only available on the Pro model. Also, on the Pro model, there are dual sound cancelling microphones on the buds, whereas on the standard one, there is only one sound cancelling microphone. The other key difference is the expected battery life. Because there is more technology being packed into the Pro, it does give the case approximately 3 less hours. So if you read the specs on the website, the Pro is listed at 20 hours of battery life, and the standard version is listed at 23 hours of battery life. So a couple other things to consider is, after using them for 2 weeks, I found that the battery life statistics to actually be pretty much spot on. You could charge one of these within 5 minutes for an hour of listening time. That seemed to check out. And this case does a very good job of supplying these with a generous amount of battery life for an entire day's worth of listening. This is not the sort of device that you would want to use perhaps for an entire week without topping up the charge, especially if you are a frequent music listener. I was able to test out call quality with these, and really nothing to complain about. I could hear the person speaking easily, and the sound cancelling microphones worked pretty much as intended. If I was speaking, it clearly understood that my voice should get priority on the call, and even though the background noise was present to the person on the other line, I was the sound that came through the most clear and communication was not impeded. A lot of people will hear the term sound cancelling and assume that it'll eliminate all other sound other than the voice. And that's simply not really possible, I think, at this moment. I haven't seen anything that does it perfectly, but what it will do is it will take the closest sound to the microphone and prioritize that over any other. And it does the job perfectly. One thing I will say, as I was using these to listen to music over a long period of time, they were incredibly comfortable in the ear. The open ear fit design was something I was a little worried about it falling out, but after a while, it's incredibly comfortable. I'm pretty confident that this will fit like 95% of most people's ears comfortably without it falling out. If you're doing extreme activity, you might want to try it in a safe environment where you'll be able to find it if it does fall out. But it is something that certainly does fit snugly enough for casual listening. The maximum volume that you'll get on these before your phone will start being a nanny is good, but I found that going up 2 notches on my volume rocker produced kind of the best listening experience. So if you are concerned that your TicPods are too quiet and you've gone up by swiping up on the stock of the earbud as much as you can, and it starts beeping at you, quickly go to your phone, knock it up those 2 notches, and you'll be very happy with the volume. Speaking of the phone and interacting with it, there is a lot to like in the Mobvoi app. And I know that some people will have mixed feelings about an app for a specific set of headphones, but I really do think that there is enough here to justify that connection. Just to name a few things, you do have the aptX HD audio option, which is a Qualcomm product, so that just gives you that extra crisp, clean, high quality sound. You get all the battery information for both of the earbuds and the case immediately available in the app, which is great. And you can also customize what the swiping actions or the double tap actions or the long press actions do inside the app, which I think is really, really neat. It has an equalizer. You can do the, there's all sorts of things that you can mess around with, and I'll put some up on the screen here for you. And last but not least, you can make sure that it is running the most up-to-date firmware. So as things come out that can be patched via software, you can have those updates released over the air and update your earbuds, which I understand might be a weird idea for many of us, but at the same time it is 2020, so I guess that's the reality. One other feature I actually forgot to mention is the translation feature. Now that the app has been updated since the first video, this option is now available, and it's actually pretty cool. So if you take one of the earbuds and you put it in, you can set what language you're speaking in and what you would like it translated into. So if I press down this button here and speak in English, it will give me the French translation, but it'll also play it back in my ear. So if I wanted to, I could try pronouncing it and saying it out loud. I know a little bit of French, so I will say, "Hello, how are you?" So, and that says it in my ear, so yeah, that works pretty well. Now, there's even more translation options. So that is the mobile session mode. There is also a headset session translation mode, which both sides can translate sessions through the headset and mobile phones respectively. Then there is a mode session translation in each ear, where both sides respectively wear a single headset for the session translation. So that would be pretty handy if you were talking to two people or there was a conversation between two people that didn't necessarily understand one another. And then, of course, there is text input translation mode, which both sides use the mobile phone to insert text for translation. This is actually pretty cool because outside of the Google Pixel Buds, I haven't seen a company even attempt to do something like this. So that is pretty cool. I think that it still has some room to grow, but as a concept and the fact that it is built into the app, I think is actually really neat and an awesome feature. At any rate, 2 weeks in, these are doing a great job, and honestly, I think for the price point and what they offer, it's a contender. There are a lot of wireless earbuds out there, so it's really up to Mobvoi to offer the extra bits to really set them apart from the crowd. And I think that the tick motion and the tick here and the touch gestures really do set it apart. And those gestures, by the way, they work as intended. The only thing that I will say is that you do need to be a little intentional. A subtle nod will probably not be enough to have the gesture activate. You do need to get that accelerometer reading those motions correctly, and you need to do them twice just so it doesn't register you doing it by accident. So there is a little bit of give and take there. Is it going to work like you're in a spy movie and you're sitting across a table in a French cafe giving a subtle nod to answer a phone call to your CIA contact? No, probably not. Don't recommend them for that use. That being said though, if your phone is an infinite distance away from you, somewhere else in your house, maybe even on the nightstand, and you have your headphones in and you're listening and you want to take a call, then yeah, nod your head. If you don't want to talk to them, shake your head, and it works. Same thing with the Tick voice. It does work as advertised. Again, you do need to be very intentional with it, and I hope that that is something that they improve. Maybe they can do some kind of syllable detection, because next song doesn't work as well, I think, because it does need that pause and those syllables. I think for the price, it would be pretty hard to beat something that's got this much packed into it. I will be releasing at least one more update because I do want to see how this performs with another product that they offer. At any rate, if you do have any questions about these earbuds, or if you'd like to get a set of your own, I will leave some information in the description down below, and feel free to ask any questions in the comments. If you enjoyed this sort of video and want to be notified as soon as the third part comes, then I'm going to ask you to do the big four here at the bottom. Please like the video, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.